Ever had a woman go hot one week, ice cold the next, leaving you wondering what you did wrong, or chase reassurance endlessly, only to pull away when you give it? That's not randomness. It's her attachment wiring at play. Today we crack the code so you stop guessing and start leading. In my teens and early 20s, I viewed women as intricate, almost impenetrable puzzles, full of complexity and shifting unpredictability, leaving me constantly trying to predict their behaviors and guess their motivations. But as experience accumulated, it became clear. While women are indeed layered and multifaceted, they operate on a hidden, instinctive system shaped by evolution. One woman's reaction mirrored the next when I handled situations in a certain way, revealing that they're not truly random or overly complicated at their core. That's the breakthrough moment. Women follow general biological and subconscious blueprints encoded into them by evolution, yet their individual attachment styles add crucial variations that demand your attention. Welcome to Prime Male Evolution, where we cut through the illusions of modern life to reveal the raw truths that empower you to reclaim control. Today on PME, I'm unveiling 8 fundamental rules that govern how women think and respond both in dating and in established relationships. Master these, and you'll navigate her world with precision. But remember, attachment styles are the wild card. In this video, we focus on the 4 most relevant attachment styles: secure, anxious, dismissive-avoidant, and fearful-avoidant. These styles, rooted in childhood experiences, dictate how she connects, what she fears, and when she pulls away, so approaching an anxious woman the same way you would a dismissive one spells disaster. Get this wrong and even perfect frame crumbles. Get it right, and she opens up faster, stays loyal longer, and tests less intensely. Universal strategies work best on securely attached women, but for others, you must identify their wiring early and adapt accordingly. This knowledge is powerful. As a man, it unlocks your leverage in the world of dating and relationships. Stick around as we break it down rule by rule. First, observe her patterns. Does she text constantly or cling for reassurance? That's most likely anxious attachment. Does she strongly crave independence? She most likely has either fearful-avoidant or dismissive-avoidant attachment. Secure attachment feels balanced. Probe gently through conversations about her past, or watch her responses to subtle tests, then tailor your moves to fit her style for real results. Rule 1. The endless internal war. Desire versus morals. Deep within every woman rages a constant battle between raw, instinctive desire and the constraints of morals, society, and what's deemed acceptable. This conflict makes her actions seem contradictory. She steps toward what ignites her passion, only to hesitate and pull back under the weight of inner doubt. Think of the female mind, and really any human mind, as an iceberg. The conscious, rational part that floats above the water is only the small, visible tip. This part of the iceberg is what she says she wants, what she believes is morally right, what society has taught her is healthy or sensible. But the vast, hidden mass below the surface is the subconscious mind. It is far more powerful, far older, and far less negotiable. It is here, deep in those submerged layers, that her attachment wiring lives. The early childhood imprints of safety or abandonment, the evolutionary programming that once kept her ancestors alive, the instinctive scripts that still run automatically even when she consciously wishes they would stop. This is why a woman can genuinely intend to behave one way, calmly, consistently, rationally, yet she finds herself pulled back into the same anxious clinginess, the same avoidant shutdown, or the same fearful hot-cold swings. It is as if an invisible current drags her beneath the waves. Her conscious mind wants to steer the ship, but the subconscious rudder is much stronger. It overrides logic and morality until the deeper programming is seen, understood, and gently rewired through consistent experience. But attachment style intensifies this tug of war. For a securely attached woman, the resolution comes steadily with a mild push-pull that you can navigate smoothly. An anxious, preoccupied type feels desire overwhelming her, yet morals flood her with guilt, leading to clingy advances followed by anxious retreats that crave your steady reassurance. With dismissive-avoidant or fearful-avoidant, morals often dominate easily, suppressing desire and making her appear coldly detached. If you push too aggressively or act too needy, she'll bolt to protect her space. Fearful avoidants endure the wildest swings, where desire pulls fiercely, but morals trigger subconscious terror, resulting in erratic, hard-to-predict, hot and cold behavior. To master this, spot her style first through those early signals. Don't just chase the surface desire or dismiss the hesitation as games. Instead, adjust your approach. Offer subtle affirmation for the anxious to tip her toward trust, while giving avoidants the breathing room they need to let desire win out naturally. Now that you see her internal war, let's move to the battlefield she creates next, her relentless tests. Ever feel like she's pushing buttons on purpose? Here's why, and how your response changes everything based on her style. Rule 2. She tests you without mercy, all for that sense of safety. No woman opens up fully without putting you through a series of tests, and while this is a universal instinct driven by her subconscious need for security, the intensity varies by her attachment wiring. These aren't playful games, but deep-rooted subconscious tactics to gauge your limits, your temper under challenge, your backbone against pressure, and your balance amid jealousy. For securely attached women, tests are lighter and build trust quickly, allowing universal, non-reactive strategies to shine through with ease. An anxious, preoccupied woman ramps up the tests dramatically, seeking constant proof that you'll stay no matter what. Fail here, and she spirals into deeper doubt and neediness. Dismissive avoidants test your respect for their independence, probing if you'll invade their emotional space or cling too tightly, which signals weakness to them. Fearful avoidants deliver chaotic, extreme tests, pushing you away harshly just to see if you'll abandon her, mirroring her inner turmoil of craving and fearing connection. Identify her style early by noting the test patterns. Clingy and reassurance-seeking point to anxious attachment, while distant and boundary-focused point to avoidant attachment. Stay universally non-reactive and amused, but tailor it. Provide subtle, consistent reassurance for the anxious without overdoing it, and honor the dismissive's boundaries to show your strength. Let's move on to the next rule: identifying her subconscious fear responses. Rule 3. When love deepens, her fears ignite. You might assume that when a woman falls deeply in love, she'll draw closer and open every door. But the shocking truth is that intense emotion often awakens her greatest fears, leading her to create unexpected distance. These fears stem from past wounds like rejection or loss, from childhood or old relationships, and while universal, they explode differently based on attachment style. Secure women experience minimal fear, leaning in with balance that makes handling her straightforward and rewarding. For the anxious, preoccupied woman, the terror of abandonment hits hard. She may pull back as a form of indirect protest, testing your loyalty in hopes you'll pursue and prove your commitment. It's not true avoidance. It's a cry for reassurance that risks backfiring if your chase feels desperate or overwhelming, amplifying her panic in a self-fulfilling cycle. Dismissive avoidance, by contrast, pull back to protect independence, going icy after closeness to self-soothe without needing your input. Spot the difference. Anxious pullbacks come with needy signals, long texts, subtle guilt trips. Avoidant ones are clean detachment, no drama, just space. Dismissive avoidance fear engulfment above all, creating massive emotional distance to safeguard their autonomy, appearing suddenly cold as a defense. Fearful avoidants battle a double-edged dread of both loss and entrapment, resulting in extreme swings that can feel bewildering and intense. Spot her style through the triggers of her pullbacks. If it's laced with neediness, it's likely anxious. If it's icy and independent, often happening right after moments of closeness and intimacy, it points to avoidant attachment. Universally, give her space and remain steady without desperation, but adjust. Send light, non-needy check-ins for the anxious, and absolutely zero pursuit for avoidance to let her return on her terms. Rule 4. Masculine strength awakens her deepest instincts. Beyond mere comfort, one of the most powerful draws for a woman, both emotionally and sexually, is a man's unyielding strength, which awakens her primal instincts far more than endless peace or comfort ever could. This strength isn't about violence or dominance, but an overwhelming, grounded presence, unshakable confidence, and the ability to command chaos while staying in control. A commonly used phrase is, "You're the unshakable rock her emotional waves can crash into." You need to remain genuinely emotionally mature and resilient. Women are subconsciously highly tuned to detect even tiny traces of anxiety in men. This ability is so sensitive that any incongruence, inauthenticity, or performative behavior on your end will trigger her primal alarm bells. While all women respond to strength and emotional non-responsiveness on some level, her attachment style shapes what strength truly means to her and how she'll receive it. Secure women appreciate balanced strength that draws them closer without overwhelming, making universal, genuine, congruent displays of confidence highly effective. An anxious type needs your strength as a reliable anchor to calm her fears. Be too soft, and she doubts your ability to provide the stability she craves. Dismissive-avoidants seek strength that respects their fierce independence. If it feels overbearing, controlling, or intrusive, she'll view it as a threat to her freedom and pull away. Fearful-avoidants require strength that feels utterly safe and non-controlling, as anything else triggers their dual fears of intimacy and abandonment. Any trace of emotional neediness, weakness, reactivity, or susceptibility to being emotionally manipulated will trigger an avoidance ick response and make her either pull away from herself or push you away. Men in your prime. This is why frame is everything. One hint of reactivity, and she senses weakness. Game over. Stay the unshakable rock and watch her instincts pull her toward you. Identify her style by how she tests your boundaries. If it's with emotional demands, she leans anxious. If with detachment or sudden sharp criticism, think avoidant. Universally, project a commanding presence and a confident edge, but tailor it to each woman. Ground the anxious woman's fears with steady reassurance, while honoring the avoidant woman's space to let your strength shine through respect. Rule 5. Childhood wounds. Forge her attachment style and her choices. A woman's relationship with her parents is more than faded memories. It is the foundational map that shapes her attachment style and influences every man she chooses or rejects. These early wounds, such as abandonment, neglect, harshness, or chaos, don't vanish but transform into subconscious patterns that drive her behaviors in love. Understanding this is key, as attachment styles are born from those scars, making secure women rare gems with healthy, open patterns that respond well to universal rules. Anxious-preoccupied styles stem from inconsistent caregiving, like a distant dad, leading her to chase constant reassurance and pick men who mirror that unreliability. Dismissive avoidants often arise from emotional neglect, such as a cold mother, causing them to avoid vulnerability and seek partners who maintain a safe distance. Fearful avoidants emerge from abusive or chaotic upbringings, fearing both closeness and loss, which manifests in turbulent relationships full of unresolved pain. Spot these wounds through her stories or reactions. She drops subtle hints in how she talks about family, reveal the style behind her contradictions. Universally, contain her pain with empathy without exploiting it, but identify the style first. Offer consistency to heal the anxious, and give the dismissive room to build trust slowly. Rule 6. Her subconscious language trumps her words every time. While a woman might verbally claim she's fine or that she seeks stability, her subconscious mind speaks a far louder truth through subtle signals that words can never fully mask. This deeper language emerges in looks, tones, silences, and actions, revealing desires or fears that society or morals keep hidden, and attachment style colors it vividly. For secure women, words often align with actions, making her easy to read and a universal observation highly reliable. An anxious, preoccupied type says, "Fine," but her eyes beg for reassurance, with actions screaming neediness that you must decode as cries for stability. Dismissive avoidants deliver blunt words paired with detached signals. Long silences mean back off, demanding you respect her emotional independence. Fearful avoidants send the most mixed subconscious messages, with rapid hot-cold shifts that reflect their inner turmoil of craving yet dreading connection. Identify her style through these inconsistencies. Constant contact, long texts, double texts, frequent texts, or fidgety vibes suggest anxious attachment. Short, delayed, or absent text responses, prolonged periods of no contact, sudden disappearances right after moments of closeness, strong bids for independence, sharp or unexpected criticism, rudeness, frame tests, crossed arms, and challenges to dominance in the relationship. All these strongly point to avoidant attachment. If you're decoding her like this and staying non-responsive yet warm, you're already ahead of 95% of men. Which signals have you missed in the past? Think about it as we move on. Universally, trust actions and non-verbals over spoken words, but tailor your response. Affirm the anxious subtly without overwhelming, and avoid probing the avoidant too deeply to prevent shutdown. Stay emotionally non-responsive while also remaining warm and inviting. You should aim to be a slightly amused, resilient observer. Nothing she says or does can shake your self-worth or your emotional foundation. If her tests cross into blatant disrespect or severe boundary crossing, affirm your boundaries clearly without attacking her. I don't like that. Don't talk to me like that. I value honesty and clear communication. That's disrespectful, etc. Rule 7. Decode her deeper signals to pinpoint her attachment style. Beyond basic actions, a woman's deeper nonverbal signals, body language, micro-expressions, and unspoken tensions offer the clearest window into her true attachment style. These cues are far from random. They're instinctive tells that reveal how she's wired, and missing them means your universal strategies will misfire badly. An anxious woman might fidget, seek constant touch, or glance for approval, signaling her need for reassurance amid underlying abandonment fears. Dismissive avoidants show crossed arms, minimal eye contact, or abrupt silences, underscoring their value on independence and aversion to emotional entanglement. Fearful avoidants display erratic patterns, intensely engaged one moment, withdrawn the next, betraying their conflicting desires for closeness and escape. Secure women exhibit open, consistent body language, with relaxed postures and steady engagement that makes applying the rules feel seamless. To master this, probe gently with questions about her past relationships or family. Wounds often surface as hints to her core wiring. Adapt accordingly. Be direct and warm with secure types, but use nuance for anxious and avoidant women, subtle consistency for anxious, respectful distance for avoidant. With avoidant women, it is very important that you show them that you're fully contained and secure in your own life. They must feel that you don't need to lean on them. Treat her like the weather. Sunny days are great for connection. Stormy ones are just passing through. Keep your life full. Gym, friends, pursuits. She joins your world. You never orbit hers. Rule 8. Ultimate mastery. Rise above her chaos. Through self-liberation, the pinnacle of understanding the female mind isn't just decoding her patterns or adapting to her attachment style. It's liberating yourself from the chaos by mastering your own reactions and frame. No matter her wiring, she'll bring tests, emotional floods, behavioral oscillations, cycle-driven hormonal fluctuations, and occasional icy withdrawals. But you decide whether to collapse into the storm or stand as an unshakable force. For anxious chaos with its waves of doubt and neediness, hold your frame while offering calm reassurance that doesn't slip into simping or overinvestment. Dismissive avoidants unleash icy, sharp, sudden, detached withdrawals. Don't chase or invade. Lead with quiet strength that respects her space and draws her back naturally. Fearful avoidance creates stormy, unpredictable swings. Set firm boundaries, stay steady, and avoid getting pulled into the drama of their dual fears. Fearful avoidants self-regulate by creating distance, either by pushing you away or by retreating into solitude. Allow her to regulate. Avoidant behaviors are not a reflection of you as a person. You didn't do anything wrong. Just give her space. Don't chase. Live your life. Let her return when she's regulated. Secure women offer smoother sailing, where universal rules apply cleanly and with little adjustment, rewarding your consistency with genuine openness. The real victory lies in sourcing your worth internally. No more validation chases, no reaction traps, just complete self-mastery that makes you irreplaceable. Men in your prime, identify her attachment style early through those signals and stories, then tailor to it or walk away if it doesn't align with your masculine strength. This map isn't about controlling her, it's about elevating you above any wiring or wound, turning you into the rock she can crash into, no matter her attachment style. Visualize it, waves of her tests, moods, pullbacks. They hit you, but you don't budge. That's the man she can't replace. That's prime masculinity. You're not at her mercy. You're the empire builder, unshakable and free. Nothing she says or does can shake your foundations. For the ultimate in-depth knowledge on attachment styles, I highly recommend reading or listening to the book Attached by Amir Levine and Rachel Heller. Their book will arm you with priceless knowledge and insights that will empower you to navigate the modern world of dating with precision. It will make so many seemingly irrational behaviors make sense. I'll leave a link in the description. Smash that like button if attachment styles finally clicked for you in this breakdown. Comment your biggest aha from today. Which rule or style insight hit hardest? Drop it below. Subscribe and hit the bell for weekly unfiltered truths on mastering modern relationships. This is Prime Male Evolution. You're in your prime. Own it.